I wonder if some filmmakers think they're smart when they're subliminally putting in messages in their movie and, some people don't see it, but me, it was clear as day. Chase Lee Hockey here with the Blue Futon reviewing 40 Acres. What's about? Pretty simple premise. We're in Canada, 40 acres. This family is going to protect it with their life. They don't want help. They're not going to help anyone on the outside. What they're going to do, though, is do some trades here and there for like weed, for moonshine, and things like that. But they're isolated. They want no help. They want no one coming in their land. And they want no one in this family to coordinate or talk to anyone in the outside world because famine, people are dying, and we have cannibals out there. And the cannibals now are going through each farm one by one and totally annihilating them. So did I like this film? I thought it was okay, but I thought there was glaring flaws in this issue where it made it like I said, subliminal messaging as well as this editing choices, which I'm like, I don't know if I really believe it or I really dug it. Are injuries that were supposed to be life threatening. Like, no fucking way someone's surviving that, and people are surviving. So, when we look at the positives of this film, Danielle Deadwyler, of course, he's always does a great job in the film, and you can tell that. The violence of the movie felt grounded, even though I still will say guns in movie need to get their shit together, because, come on now, shells or casings need to come out of a gun when you shoot the gun, and every movie doesn't do this anymore, and it's so frustrating. Ugh. Okay, so you have that. But the overall violence in this movie is good, except one scene, which I understand they're going for stylistically, but it didn't work for me, and I'll talk about that in the negatives. The overall acting with all the kids involved were good as well. Like, I have no qualms with any of the acting in this movie whatsoever. The look of the movie does feel like you're on, tainted farmland that they're trying to start back up with people that are not looking for help, as well as just the environment of being out in the country. And if you've ever been in Canada, I've only been in Vancouver, and I will never go there again. It just felt like you're in a different part of the world, and I did not like it whatsoever. Like, did not like Vancouver. But maybe other parts of Canada I would enjoy, and there is a lot of land in Canada when looking at that compared to the population. So I do believe that. Do I believe that it's owned by black people in Canada? I'm going to say no, just because, but hear me out, okay? The reason I say that also is due to the fact we are based in Canada, but she's wearing a U.S. Army, not OCPs, because OCPs are the newer ones. You know what I'm getting at is if you're in Canada, you should be wearing the Canadian flag with a Canadian uniform. But this is a flashback scene. So it took me after the movie to realize, wait a minute, you're just basically telling your son, you got to remember this land, ancestries, Canada. And you're like, oh, okay, So why are you wearing American flag, army, fatigues, if you want to put it that way? So little interesting things like that as well. And the subliminal messaging I thought was on the nose. Some people are going to say, no, you're overthinking it. I don't think so, because even when Aunt Angus, if I'm not mistaken, meets Danielle Deadwyler's character for the first time, she's like, I'm just an old white woman. Well, of course you're fucking white. Like, why would you even say that? And then I bring that up because all the cannibals are white. And they're attacking, yes, all these farms. But the farm we're focused on is a farm with 2 Native Americans and 1, 2, 3, 4 black people. I'm seeing subliminal messaging that the director's trying to say something. Maybe he's not, but at a point, it is very obvious what you're trying to do. Even in the beginning where you have this like band of people that aren't cannibals, that are just, maybe they are just passing through, but they all get shot. It is what it is. And the kid is having some kind of like dilemma of like, maybe we need to talk to the people in the outside world. Maybe they weren't that hateful, because everyone has guns at this time, right? If you're bearing arms and things like that. And maybe they got through a fence unknowingly. Maybe there was an opening, and there was. So Danielle Deadwyler's character, I know why she is the way she is, but if she was a little bit smarter, she would realize you would need the outside world to help in this scenario that you're in. And 40 acres with who you have is not an easy task. I lived on 27 acres. It's not an easy task at all. So, of course, a lot of that is not going to be farmland. There's no way when you're looking at the environment they are in. All right. Some of the action set pieces were pretty good, but there's one in the kitchen where they shut off the lights. I understand that they're going kind of stylistically with this one. However, you can't see shit. There's no way you're going to get out of that. Yes, he has some injuries to himself, but come on now. I understand what you're going for with the stylistic approach, but if you would have had like night vision goggles or something like that, I would have believed it 100% more, but he didn't. Especially with the arsenal they have in the basement, I would have assumed he would have had something like that, and having that in his arsenal to actually show it on screen, I think would have been a better, believability factor for that. Also, I'll just say one thing. One character takes so many stab wounds in the end of the film, and it's not like stab wounds from like a bench-made knife. These are fucking machetes that she's taking through the gut and through everything else. And you're just like, that's multiple stab wounds. And also, there's that same battle. She turned her back on the enemy, and you're like, why are you doing that? There's a big-ass dude behind you. Why are you turning your back? Makes no sense, and that's why she got one of the main injuries. And you're just thinking, like, what are we doing? What are we doing? But, of course, in this type of movie, you can't have any of the characters die that are part of the main house. It is what it is. Or is it? Or is it? Maybe I'm joking with you. Maybe I'm not, because there are a couple shenanigan injuries that you're like, ooh, that's not going to go well at all. Also, I feel like some of the plot points were kind of just out there, especially with this Union Army and what they're actually trying to do, because that's where I also saw red flags with her having an American uniform and this Union Army having like a more Canadian style fatigues, where their fatigues are a lot more darker and green than Americans. So I was like, okay, what are we trying to do here? Maybe they were in America and they moved to Canada, but I just don't see it because of the family relationship with that, of them growing up in Canada and her work. Okay, anyway, but I do feel like the story put that on the back burner, and I don't know who really did the damage of the Union soldiers versus the cannibals versus this rather random pack rat of people that are posing as the Union members. Are the cannibals posing as Union members? I don't think so, because when they were attacking, none of them had uniforms whatsoever. So that's where I get confused of like, I understand they want to put a little bit more complexity into the situation outside the wire, but when you have the Union, the cannibals, and the people posing as Unions, I feel like that's just a little bit too many stories that you're putting into the movie without explaining enough of like who is what and what are they doing to who. So overall, I mean, it's a fine movie. It is a very much a simplistic movie about post-apocalyptic behaviors, trust, family issues. What are you willing to, I want to say sacrifice, but should you kind of step up just a little bit in a world like this? Because if you don't stick together, you're not going to make it out together. But there is a thing about trust with other people. Also, it's subliminal messaging. I thought I was clear as day. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but I don't think I am. There's too many dialogue segments in this film. Also, with just the overall cannibals, who they are, and they're clearly one race. So I thought that was a red flag. Also, there's a scene where he's about to do something, and his mom walks in. You're going to do that in your bed with nothing else? Okay. I mean, tissue? Maybe? So 40 Acres will receive a 3 out of 5 with Futons. We go at 60%. We'll see the critics' news scores gave this one. Critics, 90% with 51 of them. Nothing on the popcorn or audience meter. Critic consensus: Dystopia is a family affair in 40 Acres, a thoughtful thriller given by an extra heft of provocative themes and a terrific Danielle Deadwyler. So maybe there are themes that I'm not overlooking. 60-90. Chase out here at the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if this Blue Futontopia. You Blue Tony, and thank you for watching. Have a great day. I don't care if you watch this today, tomorrow, a week from now, a month, and a year from now. I will love every single freaking one of you. Peace and love. Peace and love. And how many acres do you want to grow up on or do you want to own?